functional. Those leftovers from 2 weeks ago. We need those. That's wasteful.
Okay. I was on board with it until you said leftovers from 2 weeks ago. Because I'm with you. Like, there's certain, like, you never know when we're going to need that weird condiment again.
Exactly.
And that's why half of the fridge is condiments.
I redid the whole fridge. So, like, one of my days off, I, like, reorganized the fridge, and we're redoing the sauces go in the drawer.
Yep, I've done that before. And then I broke the drawer because it got so heavy.
Where I'm also running into that same problem.
That was the issue I had.
But, and I'm going to have to bring it to dinner when we do another Asian food dinner.
Okay.
Lao Gan Ma.
What is that?
My chili crisps. The best chili crisps. Okay. And, like, store-bought, like, Publix chili crisps. Okay, fine. English chili crisps, but it's just not it.
Sure.
None of them are it.
Sure.
And then I went to the little Asian market, like that right below my house, and they have a whole shelf. And it's probably because I requested it. Like, when they open, I'm like, you guys have to have this whole fucking shelf in a jar that big.
Nice.
But
she's holding her hands like 2 feet across. Oh my God, are we still recording?
Yeah. Oh, hi guys. We were recording that whole time, and I'm just talking about chili crisps.
There are worse things to talk about. We have an episode where we're literally talking about if you could have an extra mouth, where would it be?
Yeah, it's just food. Listen, so the two pillars of D&D are food and D&D.
It's true. It's snacks and dice.
You have to have both.
Yeah.
Dice are just forbidden snacks, right?
The click-clacks.
You can make them out of, like, I've seen, like, food-safe molds, and you can make candy dice. You can make chocolate dice. You can have little candy dice. But
I didn't need to know that. I did not need to know that.
Listen, one day when everything's back together and I have my dice molds and I'm making dice regularly, like, I will make beautiful sugar dice. Like,
that'd be really cool.
That would be so cool. But they would get so sticky if you did not, like, roll them and then eat them immediately.
One of the things that Matthew and I saw when we were in Vegas, there was a few cool things when we were there. There's lots of cool things when we were there, but the, like, chocolate fountains and things like that are so cool. And, like, there was a couple, like, giant sugar molds. Very, very cool.
Wow. I've seen, so for any of you guys that know what Warhammer 40K is.
I'm pretty sure most of the people that are listening to this know what Warhammer, at least to some extent.
Yeah, to some extent. So you have a bunch of minis, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can print those minis with, like, a 3D printer. You can 3D print things with, like, there's, like, sugar. So you can, like, make
reels
them
of sugar?
Mm-hmm. Like, you can 3D print with sugar. Like, you have to have a special 3D printer.
I was going to say, it sounds like that would melt.
It's special 3D printer, special sugar reels.
Yeah, don't try that in your regular 3D printers, guys.
Yep, no, please do not break your 3D printers because I'm just over here, like, talking. Don't do that. But there are specific 3D printers that you can do that with. And so someone suggested doing that. And when you kill an enemy mini, you eat it.
I kind of like that.
I really like that. Especially if you play Tyranids. And Tyranids are kind of like, they're kind of like a fungal thing.
Okay.
So their whole thing is consuming.
Oh.
So if you kill something as a Tyranid, you also eat their mini.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Well, hi guys, I'm Jordyn.
I'm Lyndsey.
And this
is Are We Still Recording? A podcast about a podcast. Here we go.
Yeah, so it has been a full week since we played D&D, and it has been a full week in life. But
it feels like a million years ago.
I know.
Like, even on Thursday of last week, I was like, we played D&D a month ago.
It has been a full week, and it's been a full week since we played. And so we're going to do a little bit of a recap. And this one's going to be in as much detail as we can remember from a week ago. We did just find out, you guys have known for a little while now, but we did just find out in real life that we lost the 4 videos. But again, it's a good thing that Lyndsey and I are talkers. And Lyndsey did, and Spin always does too, I should say that. He just doesn't live where we live. But Lyndsey did me the favor of taking notes since I was in Vegas last week when we played. So
I did my very best. One of these just says, OMG, what's happening? Jesus.
That's pretty much what my notes say half the time too. So that's totally fine.
What's going on? And then it's got little asterisks next to it that says insert roller coaster gif here. So it's just like a lot of one sentence observations of what's happening, because it was a lot of stuff. Hold on. You're good. I'm just making sure.
Yeah, no, you're good. I was just making sure we didn't get any.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Hopefully my four-legged child does not realize that there is a vehicle. Nope, she is entranced by squirrels still.
The squirrels really have her.
They do. When she saw the buns outside, we have 2 bunnies that like to frolic in our yard. They're very cute, and we are very fond of them. She has ranged from growling at them. I don't know if she thought they were like cats or
small cats.
What?
Small strange cats.
So thankfully she has not seen the person who is directly outside of our window.
What a great guard dog she is.
Okay, hang on. Hopefully she doesn't.
I think.
Oh, great. No, she's good.
We're good. Wow.
We're good. Wow. That was a roller coaster emotion for us here, guys. She would have lost her ever-loving mind if she'd seen that person. But yeah, the buns, she's gone from everything from growling at them to wagging her tail and like play barking at them.
But are they really small dogs? Are they?
She'd insta-kill it for sure.
She's like, they're prey either way.
I know. Like if they could like make a scary noise at her, she'd probably be fine. But since they just run away, she just thinks they're fun.
You should have videos of buns on the TV, but it's playing really scary sounds the whole time.
Well, don't need to traumatize the little thing.
No, she says, I'm just Whittle.
Hi there. She says, hi, everyone. I'm right here.
She's just Whittle.
So,
the first thing that it says in my notebook, dead parents revisited. Ouch. Thanks.
So we are still technically in the Cobalt Soul archives. And so we just, revisited the fact that Sylvie and Phoebe got to say goodbye to their parents. A very kind offer from the Raven Queen and Sarah and Ray as they protected their souls after they died completing Mother's task. So thankfully we know that they are not being tortured forever by Asmodeus, but instead Sarah and Ray and the Raven Queen have protected their souls.
They're somewhere safe and somewhere peaceful.
Yep. And the Raven Queen gave us the opportunity to say goodbye.
Thankfully.
Which was very, very kind of them. So we love that. That was great. And then we moved on to our next room.
So the next room, we kind of like said our thank yous to the Raven Queen and moved on, and we were walking through this field, and there were thunderheads rolling above us, and there were cracks of lightning, and it was raining gently, and then a door opens up. We walk through that door and enter a room within the chamber was very cold. He said, and in this room, it's pretty barren, except for a single pedestal with a chalice on top and a casket. And that's all of it.
That's it.
And then Cord thunders through the room and says, who is willing to die to save their family? And then Runeberg just sent it. Like, no thought, no questions, no planning.
Yeah,
he just did it.
If you guys could have seen the video, and you know what? Maybe Mans will, I don't know if he's already deleted the files or not, but maybe he can just save just how quick he goes from describing to you seeing Matthew just being like,
I did it.
I drank the whole chalice.
And all of us were like, what? No. Really? And he's like, yeah, really. We're like, what?
But we're like, we were just kind of like, what? But it was literally it.
That was it. Like, it went so fast. And then he dies. Then Grimoire just left the room. Like, another door opened up, and he just went, whoop.
Let's back up.
Okay.
So, as soon as that happened, I don't even know if we got the description of... So, like, Cord says that. I'm pretty sure that there was a glass ceiling, because there were, like, storm clouds up above, and we could see lightning. And the rest of the room was, like, stone walls. And we didn't even get to look around before that happened.
No, there was no investigating. It was just action.
That's it. And so I think that was it. And then he literally Mans is like, okay, Runeberg dies.
He's dead. He's dead.
He died. That was it, guys. He died. He's not making death saving throws. We don't get to do anything. He just straight up died.
He's dead. We're like, okay, well, we can't just move on from that. That was it. But we can't just, like, yeah. So we're trying to read the room, and a door opens.
Yep.
And
much like the doors we've been walking through, like a door appears and it opens up.
And so to me, I was like, we can't just leave.
Nope.
And then,
so Graymore tries to peek inside the room. He's like, I just want to see what's on the other side. And so he's like, man's like, do you step inside the room? And he's like, no, I just want to put my head in the room. And it's like, great, you get sucked in the room and the door slams closed.
You are shunted through into the room.
Correct. So Graymore Runeberg, notice, these are our tanks, guys. We're tanks. Tankless at the moment. So, like, Runeberg dead. Mm-hmm. Cold, no pulse, dead. Dead. Graymore shunted away from us into the open door that has now been, I think it was closed.
It closed itself, yeah.
I think we could see the door.
Yeah.
But we were like, we can't. And then Graymore was stuck over there, so we'll come back to that.
He couldn't get back through.
Nope. And then we were trying to figure out what the actual just happened.
I was in shock.
I think we were all in shock. And so there were a lot of things all happening at the same time, because Raj is rightfully wanting to cast Revivify. Mm-hmm. But we aren't entirely, I mean, like, he's dead, but, like, we'll put a pause in this. I do talk about it in the episode, but Sylvie, and therefore Jordyn, do not believe, and we've talked about this before. Yeah, we do not think that the Cobalt Soul would just be randomly killing people. They would just wipe their memory, have them forget, and they'd wake up at the beginning. Mm-hmm. But the fact that Runeberg is dead doesn't make sense. No. That does not make sense. Because I just don't see a possibility where there's any logic to this. Like, it doesn't make sense that Runeberg would just be dead. There's no way for us to save him, and we're just moving on. That doesn't make sense.
We need the whole team to do the job that we are being sent to do.
Right.
So the goal of this trial was obviously not to just, like, take out one of our tanks.
Right.
And then move on.
Right.
You know?
So we were all confused, and we're like, let's just look around for a second, because sure, we can use Revivify. That's fine. But we might not have to. Mm-hmm. We might not have to waste the resources. We might just, I mean, for all we know, excuse me, I'm really cute. For all we know, Runeberg might be alive in the other room.
Yeah, he could have he's in the next one, and then we all have to die one time. And then, like,
we just don't know. And so we investigated the room. Raj is considering casting Revivify. Mm-hmm. Oh no, he tries to talk to Dead first. He just speak with Dead first.
Yes. Because, like, and mind you, everything that we just talked about happened in the first 8 minutes of a 2-hour session.
Correct.
So, like, it all happened very quickly. So the after the fact is a lot of us like, and we're still just, like, trying to figure out what's happening.
Yep.
And get our feet underneath us.
Right.
Like, it was a lot. You stretched for spell slots at some point in time.
I did, because I wanted to cast See Invisibility.
Yes.
And it was a level 2 spell slot, and I don't have any level 2 spell slots. But I was like, I want to see Invisibility, because maybe there's something there. So first I investigated the room, and there were lightning bolts on the casket. There's a skull and crossbones on the chalice. You opened up the casket, or I opened up the casket, but I think it's empty.
Mm-hmm. The casket was empty.
And then Phoebe tried to identify the remains of the cup to see if it was, like, some known poison, and it wasn't natural.
Like natural poison.
Right.
It was not made of, like, herbs. It was like divination magic.
That's right. Galileo did do his detect magic on it, and there was divination. Mm-hmm. And then, so after we did all of that, then Sylvie did See Invisibility, because with See Invisibility you can also see into the ethereal plane, and so I didn't know if maybe he was just on a different plane,
and maybe kind of stepped out for a second.
Maybe that's what the potion did or something, and it was just the only other thing I could do that didn't require me to physically look with my eyeballs. And so I cast See Invisibility, and there were a bunch of spider webs everywhere. And then in the corner of the room is a medium-sized humanoid-shaped body wrapped completely in cobwebs.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And so Galileo was able to do. He could see into the ethereal plane.
He can open his third eye, right?
Yeah, I think he has like maybe not true sight, but he has something with his. I don't know if it's a protocol or if it was a spell he took. I don't remember.
I think it's
Anyway, he joined me he was able to look into the ethereal plane as well, see the same cobwebs, spider webs, see the same body. And so we went over to investigate the body, and that's when we kind of like removed the cobwebs from around the face.
Mm-hmm.
And Sylvie saw Phoebe's eyes.
Mm-hmm. And from across the room, like Phoebe's watching behind Sylvie, and Phoebe saw Sylvie's face.
Right. And then Galileo saw Rue's face, and Mans asked Galileo who he fears losing the most, because that's who we'd see there.
It was, what is your worst fear? What is your greatest fear? Not who you fear not who you fear losing the most, but what is your greatest fear? And Galileo responded with, the last time he felt real fear was when we lost Rue.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's like, if that wasn't a person, what would have been in the spider webs?
I don't know. That's why I thought it was the person you fear losing the most.
Yeah, that would make the most sense.
But either way, we stopped picking at that.
It's just like, we're done there. So like a lot of like Lolth, like not intrusions, but like a lot of Lolth illusions.
Yes.
ALL illusions, as opposed to illusions with an I.
Sure.
Yeah.
So then Raj cast Speak with Dead, which was just quite frankly not helpful.
Was not helpful because Runeberg was like, I'm not coming back unless you're safe.
Right. He was like, I don't know. He said he was willing to die, and so I chugged the potion because I'm willing to die. And it was like, and I'd also like to point out that a large portion of what Mans said after he did that, he was like, never did Cord say to drink the liquid.
No.
Never did he say that. And so, of course, with Mans being very insistent that no one was, like, that wasn't what Cord asked or told us to do, we're not all jumping at the bit to lick the remains of the liquid.
No, it's like, when you say something like that, that is a breadcrumb for us to be like, okay, that wasn't right.
Right.
Like, that was definitely, like, leading to be like, he never said to do that, and you just did it. And it's like, we've missed something.
Agreed. So we're reaching for nothing here. And
drawing a blank.
We sure are. So, we asked if Runeberg would be willing, if his soul would be willing to come back, and he said, not unless you're safe.
Mm-hmm.
Which, like, what?
But, like, are we safe? And that was the real question. It's like, we don't know.
You died, and there's no reason for anyone to die, so we should be safe in here, so you should be willing to come back.
Yeah, like, it's not going to hurt anything if you come back. It's not going to make things worse.
Right.
Maybe. But what if it did? What if Raj revivified him how I would have played it? Maybe, if I had been the DM. If that revivify would have gone off, it probably would have been like a weird, very short zombie fight.
Yeah.
Like,
I was even going to say, like,
come back
maybe
with it.
Well, especially because, like, if Cord is no longer responding to us, but Lolth seems to be there, is it going to be another Greymoor situation where you revivify it, but now that Lolth is here?
And now we have two. Oh, we don't need our tanks to continue to lose themselves.
We really don't.
No.
We really don't. So that was that probably took us an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Because we were so confused. We wanted to look at everything so clearly that we probably did that for an hour.
It is the classic test of, you put a D&D party in a room, and there's a chair in that room.
Yeah.
What is up with that chair?
Yeah. Now, I guess the flip side of this is that's what's going on in our room. In Greymoor's room, though. So Greymoor's in the exact same room. We're not there, except the casket is no longer empty. The casket has a dead Runeberg. And the chalice is full again. The liquid seems to be the same. He tries to smoke the herb and tries to, I think he first wants to talk to Runeberg, but that's not the way that they designed the spell.
Yeah.
So then he has him talk to Baldy.
Yes.
I don't remember what Baldy said.
I think that Baldy was basically like, he really did it, didn't he?
Yeah, that does
or
sound
something
right.
to the tune of like, he's dead.
And you beat feet. I think that's what he said. You just ran away. He's like, I
just-
didn't run away. He's like, I got stuck through the door.
I got stuck. And like, I do love the interplay between like Baldy and Grimoire. Like that's so nice. That's so fun. And Baldy was basically just like with him, like, and I'm forgetting exactly what he said, but like he was doing his best to be like, this happened to us too.
Yeah.
Many moons ago, like this happened at the campaign 2 party.
Yeah.
And like I'm forgetting when it happened though.
I guess which part is he referring to?
Yeah.
Because I don't know which part he's referring to with that. Because I mean,
there was the Raven Queen's Truth Water.
There was the Raven Queen's Truth Water.
That hurt you.
Yep, it sure did. But then we were split up for a couple of sessions as well. So I don't know if something happened in your guys' group that didn't happen in our group. Because we found the Vecna book. And you guys went and found Khonshu.
But that was it. Like, we didn't fight Khonshu.
No, we had a battle with, they weren't harpies, but they were like another, like, winged creature that kind of gave me harpy vibes.
Okay.
That was something that we fought.
And then, no, they were like Anubis statues. Like, we fought it was one really big Anubis statue.
Cool.
And then, yep.
So I'm not entirely sure which part he's referring to.
But I mean,
it happens though. We probably got stuck on a puzzle. We always get stuck on puzzles.
It happens.
But then Grimoire, after that conversation was done, I think he tried to investigate the potion as well. Did he get any additional information from it?
No. Like, he was using his brewer's kit.
Yep.
And I think that, like, did he roll really low and he was unable to identify it?
I don't remember.
This is why I'm not the note taker, man.
Oh, I don't write that down in my notes either, so that's okay. I don't remember either, so I don't think he got any additional information from that. And then he basically spent the rest of the time
trying to get back.
Yeah, because he was debating if he was going to pour the potion. I think he actually poured a little bit into Runeberg's mouth, and nothing happened.
No, we did that after we got into the room.
Okay.
Once we all reconvened.
Okay.
We all did it.
That sounds right.
Yes.
That sounds right.
Like, he was
afraid to do anything.
Drinking the cup, and he was thinking about it.
He was.
But then he didn't, and he was just trying to get back through the door.
Yep. So he was basically just, like, trying to beat down the stone, but not making any progress. And then eventually we decided, instead of, like, casting Revivify on Runeberg, we're going to bring his body through the door with us, and then we could actually all talk as a party again. So we did that, and did the Runeberg in the casket disappear when we brought Runeberg through? It
did, because...
That's right, because then we put Runeberg in the casket.
Yeah.
Thinking that maybe that would bring him back, and I think that's when we decided to pour the potion in his mouth again and see if that was, like, the magical, like, Uno reverse card.
We did it! We figured it out. We solved your puzzle master.
We didn't.
We didn't.
It didn't work.
It sat in his mouth for a little bit, and then it went down, and he's still super dead.
Yep.
Extra dead now, maybe.
Yep. And I think Phoebe got to check the potion this time, and it was the same.
Same thing.
There were a few cobwebs forming, but there was no cobweb-wrapped body in the ethereal plane here. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but when I did see invisibility, it was all in the ethereal plane where the cobweb-wrapped body was.
I wonder now, looking back at it, if those things if the cobwebs were like manifesting with our fear. Like our fear being in the room, and it's manifesting those cobwebs, and we see Runeberg die, and it just, like...
That's a great question.
Like, flares that up, and then so as we enter this room and we're all getting nervous, like, those strands are being created as we, like, kind of manifest that fear into the space.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So then, basically coming to after we tried everything else that we could think of besides drinking the potion, we all agreed to take a sip of the potion.
Phoebe called Sky Daddy.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I just called him on the phone. I sent it real quick. I'm like, I'm going to sending spell to Cord and just see what happens.
Oh, that's right. You did that in the first room because I thought you were going to send it to Graymore, being like, yo, buddy, what's up in that
Where
room?
are you?
And you were like, I'm going to call Sky Daddy, a.k.a. Cord. And I was like, Cord. You know what? Send it. I'm here for it.
I'm just Why not? See what happens.
Why not? There's nothing in the spell that says you can't send it to a god.
There's nothing. And it's like, you could do all these weird divination spells, and you could cast all these, like, commune with your god. It's like, no, I'm gonna call him.
I'm
gonna call him.
He's also technically on the material plane, and while I know we're in some weird demi-plane here, we're also on the material plane.
He's on the same plane.
In theory, there's no reason you can't. And in theory, if he's just on a different plane, you could always call him, and it's
still might just work.
It's like a 10% chance it fails or something like that. So you still have a 90% chance you can just call a god.
Excuse me.
Do they respond? Who knows?
Who knows?
But I was like, I'm so here for it because it doesn't say you can't do it.
It doesn't say you can't do it. So why don't you do it? Send it. And so I was like, hey.
10 out of 10.
I forgot. It was just something along the lines of, like, are you still there
and
watching? Like, Runeberg's dead. And Bill was like, stop making observations, and you're sending spells. Like, wait, what if he doesn't know?
Oh, yeah, because as soon as Runeberg took the potion, Cord was, like, no longer silent. Yeah, no longer communicating with us.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just like,
are you still there? And, like,
are you mad at us?
We didn't mean to kill your champion. He did
it.
He did it. We didn't do that. That was him. And, like, I rolled really low because Mans obviously had to, like, make it, like, that makes sense. Like, I'm trying to call God. You gotta roll something.
Yeah.
I think, like, I rolled a very low religion check. Not, like, super low.
Oh,
I think it was 11.
I was gonna say, I think it was average. I think it was, like, an 11 or 10 or something like that.
Not the worst. And he's like, you hear thunder and you see a crack of lightning, and Phoebe absolutely believes.
Oh my god, I loved it.
That Cord is communicating. It's like,
I loved it.
He might be.
Oh, that's right. And Sylvie, every time she pushed on the lightning bolts that definitely were not buttons and definitely did not compress, was very much like the lightning went in the sky. See, that's how you.
No, see, this is working.
It's working.
We've got it. We're figuring out the puzzle, and we're just like calling him up. Sky Daddy, help!
Oh my god.
He's gone. Press the buttons.
Yeah, exactly.
You just put.
It's like a doorbell, like ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Lightning goes off in the distance.
Yeah.
We're trying to reach him. That. We probably, I mean, legitimately, guys, this was an hour and a half of our session. It's taken us 27 minutes with all of our fooling around in the beginning. This was a classic moment of you're like, oh my god, just do the thing.
But I put the cup in front of you.
But he literally said in the beginning to us, nowhere in there did Cord tell you to drink the liquid from the cup. So I'm over here like, Lolth placed that. Lolth came in here with her little cobwebs, put that little chalice with the liquid in it, and this was just supposed to be something about getting in the freaking, like,
get in the coffin,
be in there, like, sit in solitude for a minute, and, like, that's it, and, like, prove that you're willing to die.
Yeah.
But, like, Lolth just slid this whole thing in here, and it's just a bait and switch, and it was just a haha, gotcha, and now you're actually just dead, and now we can't go defeat the betrayers because she slithered in her little back door. Oh, nope, that's the next room.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes. So, anyway, right, it was the next room where we see the mountain?
Yes, absolutely. I had a thought, and I have forgot what it was. Keep going. Yep.
Anyway, so I'm over here thinking, and I'm assuming I'm not alone in this, that cup was placed there by Lolth. This is a trap. Like, if they kill all of us now, then we can't go fight them then.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry if you heard
Bless you.
that.
It's fine.
But anyway, that's what I was expecting. So I did not want to drink from the cup.
No.
Had no desire to do so. But we did everything else that we could think to do. Mm-hmm. Sky Daddy did not respond to us.
He did.
Sky Daddy, he liked our message.
He literally just he's like, I can't talk to you.
He liked our message.
He just liked it.
That was it.
That's perfect.
So all that to say, we all decided that we needed to drink from the cup.
Mm-hmm.
So we all took a little sippy sip from the cup.
Mm-hmm.
And
we all died.
It was one by one,
except
there was not a sip left, nor a mouth to drink it for Galileo.
He was last because he was trying to figure out, like, the logistics of getting a sip as a robot.
Yep. So we all drank all of it. There was none left for Galileo, and he got to watch all of us die.
Mm-hmm.
And that, literally, as that happened, I don't remember the transition.
I think he walked into the next room. Like, he had to leave the room.
That makes sense.
That just kind of like, leave us all behind.
Yeah, so he had to literally leave us. He walked in, and that was when he entered. In my mind, it was like a big round glass room, like a lot of windows. Because isn't that where we saw the mountain where Lolf?
Yeah, because like the top was domed, and like I kind of, in my brain, it was like stone along the bottom.
Okay.
And then like a big glass dome.
Okay.
So like, and then there's like little like divots in the wall.
That makes sense.
You know,
like arches.
Very Baroque.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And when you walked through, we were all asleep in chairs over there.
We're just hanging
out, napping.
Mm-hmm.
But then his brother, Cord,
mm-hmm.
aka Sky Daddy, was waiting on the other side for him.
Yeah.
And so that's when you kind of got to talk to him about all that. It was Cord, right?
Was it Cord?
Or was it Habtuma? Because I remember I made a comment about, like, really? They didn't get that you were Bahamut? There's the canaries.
Because I can't remember if, like, Cord was there to talk to him and then Cord disappeared.
That's what I couldn't remember.
And then Bahamut intercepted all of us.
I don't remember what happened there. I think
it was Cord.
Okay, that was my impression, but I know
left.
Bahamut was definitely there because I commented about, like, really, they didn't understand that this was.
Yeah, you've got the whole thing. You've
so
got the canaries.
obvious.
Come
on. It's literally in the name.
It's literally right there.
It's right there.
Nope, I checked my notes. It was Cord waiting for us, waiting for Galileo specifically in the room.
That's what
This is why I'm not the note taker, because I write it down and then it goes away.
But how many times have I done that too, where I've been like, oh, it was right there in the notes.
It was right there.
Write it down. Oops.
And then so it's basically like Galileo and Cord like talking to each other. And Cord was like, I'm glad that I caught you, and I'm glad that it was you, because we need to have a conversation.
Yep.
You know, kind of outside of.
Oh, I forgot about this.
That's when I reread the notes and I'm like, oh wait,
I forgot about this.
I wrote it as quote for quote as I could.
Buckle up, buckaroos.
So basically, Cord, was talking to Galileo, be like, to do this, it's going to require sacrifice, and it's going to require another sacrifice.
Right.
And he was kind of like gesturing directly to Galileo. And as we know, Galileo got a vision back before we knew that he was the Luxon or any of that stuff, of a light being scattering itself across the planet to disperse the darkness that had enveloped it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the Luxon's first sacrifice.
Correct.
And this Cord is referring to him making another sacrifice, a plan to end the bloodshed. And, Cord's kind of setting this up. And Galileo was like, I'll need my friends back for that.
Yep.
And, just talking about, like, an end to the fighting. And I have in here, one of the quotes is, a home for us, ? And I can't remember if he was talking about a home for mortals or a home for the divines behind the divine gate.
It's a great question.
I don't remember.
I don't know either.
But, so basically what the gods are asking of Galileo is that he would become part of the divine gate to bolster it.
Correct.
And to permanently lock the gods behind it. There would be no more interplay.
Correct.
Because one of the things I have is the divine gate, gods can just keep coming back, and it takes them a while.
Yep.
But it says, there would be potentially no more calamities. Because as of right now, them being locked behind the divine gate is just it's a Band-Aid on it.
Mm-hmm.
And this, they have plenty of time to plan for the next one.
Well, the concept of, if you think about it, the concept of the gate is that it can open and close.
It can open and close.
And so the idea is they want to remove the gate and basically just make a fence.
It's like a protective shield around Exandria to give the peoples of Exandria more autonomy,
right,
and kind of more control, like without the the fear of the gods and the threat of the betrayers.
Correct.
Constantly present.
Yeah, they can reach their grubby hands through the fence, but they can't come through completely.
Yeah, so they will not be able to intervene and kind of mess with us as much as they have. But to do so, Galileo has to sacrifice himself again to become the light of the gate,
right,
and to watch Exandria,
and basically not be able to be alone,
just alone. Like all of his brothers and sisters will be somewhere else, and he will just be the silent watcher of it. Oh,
I know,
it's
hurts.
A lot. The last
hurts. Line
that I have, it says it would only be you watching, and then I have the responses that to if loneliness is the price for salvation, and that's it. Yeah.
Fucking heartbreaking.
Bill and his one-liners, man.
Yeah.
Forever snaps.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah. So it was a deep conversation. It was a lot, but like it selfishly.
Yep.
Purely selfishly.
Yep.
This gives me hope that we don't all have to die.
I agree with that. I'm grateful that of all of us, it's Galileo, because he's the least emotional, since he's an automaton, and everything's very like black and white. So even though he's like, I'll be alone, I don't think that hits him as hard as it would any of the rest of us.
No, absolutely. Like I agree with that wholeheartedly.
And like he's learning and growing, so it's not like it doesn't hurt, but I think it hurts less.
He's becoming more of his own being.
Yep.
And I think that that's like to hand that to him, and to hand him a family and something that like he loves, and he's learning how to have these connections, and just be like, okay, now you will get to watch them all age.
Yep.
And that's why it was good that he was the last one alive.
Yeah.
Because he will then have to watch us all die.
Eventually. Yeah.
Could be the next couple weeks. Could be way later.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. But he's going to have to watch everyone die.
Forever. But he would be the bulwark. And, like, I think that is so cool. That, especially because, like, Rue designed a thing that would have the capacity to do that eventually. You know? Yeah. Also, super cool. Yeah. And kind of bring it all together, and, like, see, it's going to be, like, I'm excited for the finale. I'm not, like,
dreading it.
I am dreading it.
Okay.
But I'm also excited for it. Okay. It's one of those things that's like, I am, in my life, the kind of person who, if I like a book too much, I won't finish it.
Sure.
I've been sitting on A Conjuring of Light by V.E. Schwab for, like, a year and a half. I don't know how it ends. I just, like, I don't want to know how it ends. I'm really bad at that. Like, that is a failing of me as a person.
Is that a singular book they wrote?
There's 3. So it's a trilogy.
Oh, I've read the whole trilogy then. I just couldn't remember the first one.
Yeah,
because that's
A Darker Shade of Magic is the first one.
Yep.
And
I've read all of them.
A Gathering of Shadows, and then...
there's a spinoff. Now you have no reason not to finish it. You're welcome.
Excuse me?
There's a spinoff as well.
And I know V.E. Schwab has written, like, a lot of other books, too. So, like... And I'm also getting really attached to the book that I'm reading now, and I'm like, no. I have to finish a book.
Do you hate closure?
Maybe the best kind of closure for me is not knowing, if we're gonna go back to, like, the whole Phoebe not wanting to call her parents thing.
Sure.
I just don't want to know. I don't want to know how it ends, because if you don't, like, it's Schrodinger's closure. It's in the box. Yeah. Probably. Who knows?
I think that, and so, well, I guess, okay, so back to...
And then, yes.
So back to the episode, or the session. So then after Galileo and Cord had that talk, that's when Cord disappeared. I think he woke up Ruenberg and made a comment about, like, can you just keep this guy alive, sort of thing.
Please don't do this again.
Yes, and then that's when they gave us
because, like,
blue pearls of power.
Cord was there for long enough to be like, do not do that again.
Yes.
And then he left. And then Bahamut came in.
Correct.
I was like, hey guys.
Yeah.
You guys have done a great job. Here's the map. Congratulations.
Yeah.
We solved your puzzle master.
Yeah.
Like, and then we get those blue pearls of
power. God power.
God power.
And basically it's like, if you crush this, you will have godlike powers, but it'll drain every last ounce of your energy and you will die.
You will die.
You will die.
This is your last shot.
Yeah, it's a Hail Mary. You're trying to save someone, but you will die.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically we have these pearls that we can smash and get godlike power for basically, it sounds like one turn.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Yep.
Kind of like what Galileo did
when he completed.
Yes.
Yeah. When he completed.
It was before that.
It was, yes.
He had 119 out of 120.
Yeah.
And he got godlike power for a minute, not even a minute, a turn, and then he died.
He crumpled.
So, same thing.
Yeah.
But there's not going to be a Raven Queen to bring us back. Because
nope.
She will hopefully be behind this divine wall.
Yes.
No longer the divine gate, the divine wall.
The divine wall. Yep. Wow. Like, what an arc that session was.
Yeah.
Pure chaos to, okay, guys, it's for real now.
Yep.
Like, this is it. And if you crush this pearl, what if we accidentally sit on it?
I feel like there has to be intent with it, because I think that I thought the same thing. I was like, what if I fall?
What if I fall? What if I accidentally sit on it? This is too much. What if one person crushes all 6 at the same time?
I'm just staring at her because I don't like that. But
I don't know what that would do.
I don't either. But then we also got 2 levels.
Yes, we got a super level up.
2 whole levels.
Mm-hmm.
And we get something from, basically we get to like make a super cool magic item. Like, basically this is our opportunity, our last opportunity to make sure that we feel ready to invade Gordranus.
Do the damn thing.
We've got a map with, I think, like 3 potential locations as to where the machine might be. And basically we were asking if there was any way that we could potentially like reverse engineer the machine to see if that could like potentially power up the divine gate again. But it pretty much seems like, which maybe we'll figure out in the time of the battle. But for now, it sounds like we just have to beat it up.
And like, we're just going to hit it a bunch until it explodes.
That's pretty much
basically what it's the divine doorstop.
It's the divine doorstop.
Like, that's what I've been calling it in my head this whole time.
Hilarious.
It's just a big divine doorstop. It's holding the door open.
Name of the episode.
Yeah.
And so that is hilarious. But yes, that is basically what we have to do.
We get some cool items. I'm going to resend Mans that item that was obviously insanely overpowered that I sent him several months ago. It's like, can I have this now?
It's time.
Can I get this super overpowered staff now?
It's time. So now we're going to do that. And now, tonight, we're actually playing our high levels. So we're playing our C1, C2, depending on what we have left, or who we want to play for the next, I think it was like 2 to 3 weeks. And we're basically going to set up depending on how we plan, how the battle goes. We have a plan in place. We're going to execute that. And depending on how well our higher levels do will depend on how much time our C3 characters have to break down the divine doorstop. So
I think that, like, I am so excited to see everyone again. And I'm so excited to get us all in the same room planning. Like, that's going to be great.
Yeah.
And I'm confident, and I'm also knocking on wood right now.
She is.
That, like, we will be able to give the campaign 3 characters the time that they need.
I think so. So I don't know how this is going to work. We're all going to find out. We will have a video for you next time. I feel confident in that as well, because we're going to test the recordings and see if we can get it all working.
We're even going to start early with no idle chatter. We're going to start early just to make sure that we have audio for all of our stuff.
Yeah, we're going to try, guys.
I wonder if we should... No, that'd be too much.
What?
That's my paranoia brain. Test it every time. That's
I think
purely
we can.
Paranoia brain.
I think we can.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you off screen.
Okay.
I think we can. But
okay.
I think that that's what we have for right now, team.
Yeah.
We are playing tonight. We're playing our high levels tonight.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be scary. I have to look at those spells again because I haven't played a sorcerer in, how long have we been playing this campaign for?
A year and a half, kind of.
And then there was another campaign between that, so probably 3 years.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I guess I played Jazz a little bit last campaign, but like,
yeah,
it's been 3 years since I've played a sorcerer.
Sorcerer cleric.
She is a sorcerer cleric. She's
the coolest. In my free time this morning was sitting there and just like trying to remember all of Cygnus's magical items. And
oh my god, yeah. I actually reviewed mine, but mine are, I have no good magic items.
Yeah.
But I kept it that way. I have my earring that we got in campaign 1 so that we could, it's like the earring of
talking to each other.
Yeah, it's like within like 500 feet or something like that. But everyone gave their earring up, so I think just me and Elderon have our earrings left.
Mm-hmm.
I still am attuned to that earring. It does nothing else. Yeah. I can send magic things. I can listen to people's prayers if they just pray to me. Mm-hmm. I still have my earring.
Beautiful.
And I have like a basic ass staff of fire.
Yeah, okay.
And a life well tattoo that gives me resistance to necrotic damage and death ward.
That's good.
That's it. That's all I have.
I have one item that I added.
I guess I should look into upgrading that.
We should probably text Mans at some point. Just be like, hey.
I think tonight was when I was going to ask for the cool things.
Okay, cool.
Did you look at Cygnus's stuff you sent?
I did. So there's one that I'm really excited about.
Okay.
Specifically because so as we all know, part of the Twilight's Accord whole deal.
Oh god, are we still recording?
Oh, sorry kids. I guess, yeah.
Well, tell me about Cygnus's thing.
Okay. So you know how Twilight's Accord whole thing, it's like, you remove parts of yourself so that you can be reincarnated. I found on Pinterest a really cool prosthesis.
Okay.
So, like, one of Cygnus's arms is not a real arm.
Okay.
So it's basically like it's called Horizon's Reach.
Okay.
It's by Loot Tavern.
Okay.
So the big thing that it can do, I forget the little thing it can do, but the big thing it can do is it basically like casts out these like astrolabe rings and can like hold something.
Okay.
And it's like a strength save, but there are no charges on it, so you can just do it over and over and over again to try to and you can move the thing. Like, it basically picks the thing up off the ground and traps them, so you can just move them around.
That's cool.
So, like, I've got a really cool arm that, like, does shit.
That's cool.
So, like, and then I know that Matthew's not going to remember it, but the cloak that he gave me in the museum 3-shot, I know he's not going to remember.
He actually will have that note somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Text him.
I will.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Okay, bye.
We'll see you tonight. Bye.